Act by BJ.
Flaked. And welcome into another exciting edition of the NBN playoffs. Today we have a great game on hand. The Minnesota Timberwolves are looking to take and extend their 2-0 lead, or they're looking to extend upon their lead on the New Orleans Pelicans from 1 game to 2. Kyle is joining me on the call. I'm K-Man. Kyle, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Hoping for another exciting game between these two really competitive teams in the West.
This is a series that everyone's been looking forward to. Minnesota last year put on a good series and knows how to and has done well in the playoffs. This year, no different story. They came into Game 1 here in New Orleans down 16 with 4 minutes left to go and created a barnstorming comeback to get into the game, force it into overtime thanks to a game-tying shot, 3-point shot with 6 seconds left from Otto Porter Jr. And in the overtime, Reggie Jackson and Towns and Porter as well really dominated and were able to take this team to the next level.
Yeah, definitely. And, Towns ending the game with 35 and 16. Reggie Jackson putting in 42 and 10 assists. Just ridiculous numbers. And they're going to need it. Those big threes by Otto Porter in overtime, not just the shot to send it into overtime, but he came out and hit, I believe, 2 threes right at the start.
Yeah, he had 9 of his points came in those last 6 minutes of the game. He ended the game with 18, but it really was Reggie Jackson keeping them within striking distance, and then Karl Towns was the one really starting off the comeback. Pelicans get the tip off. What's going to be important for them to get back into the series?
They just need to finish. Like you said, they had a pretty large lead with under 5 minutes remaining, and they were unable to sustain the lead. Something that's interesting is I really expected Drew Holiday to be in the starting lineup after, Reggie Jackson, destroyed Thomas Satoransky.
Starting lineups look about the same for both teams as it was in Game 1. Jackson and Hardaway at the guard positions, with Porter, Towns, and Siakam playing the forwards. On the Pelican side, they're going with size, with Satoransky at the point guard. I don't know who's that shooting guard. Is that George or Diallo?
For the Pelicans?
Yes.
That looks like Jeremiah Grant. And I think they're running Satoransky, PG, Grant, AD, and Baines.
Nah, that sounds about right. Yeah, looking at the game for Davis last time, really was a good performance, 32 and 20, but just unable to pull it out.
Yeah, your stars really need to come away with some baskets in the fourth quarter and secure that lead as Otto Porter misses the 3.
First shot missed from Porter from downtown as George comes away with the ball. There's Pelicans. Take the pick from Davis, has Hardaway Jr. guarding him.
And the interesting thing is, it seems like both PG and Anthony Davis had the type of games you would expect, and just an unexpected 40-point outburst from Reggie Jackson helped the Wolves steal home court in this series.
Most definitely, as he comes here and a good attack drive there and contact. Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, just able to avoid the great shot blocker in Jeremiah Grant.
George now driving, gets Jackson on him. Unable to finish over him, but Davis cleans up the mess inside.
Yeah, if you're Towns, you really need a box out there. I mean, Davis had, over 20 rebounds last game? The rebounding battle between those two superstar big men is going to be huge in the series. But
Towns will position inside, finishes easily over Baines.
They need to go to that every time Baines is going to be guarding him.
Well, if Towns is able to get that positioning so low inside, it's going to be easy for him. Baines is a decent defender, but doesn't have quite the hops to deal with those situations. Oh, nice move there from George.
Very athletic finish, switching hands in mid-air.
Trying to avoid the outstretched arms of Reggie Jackson. Siakam playmaking finds Towns at the top of the arc, but unable to make it. Grant comes the other way. George in the corner, finds them, drives hard, and finishes at the rim. Pelicans out to an 8-4 lead, just over 8:30 left to go. Jackson drives on Satoransky. Nice finish. Jackson's going to have to continue to take advantage of this mismatch, seemingly, against Satoransky.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the athleticism of Reggie Jackson, able to get that first step past Satoransky and get to the hole with ease.
And Jackson has always been a player that can finish at the rim. The only thing is that will Davis and Baines be able to protect the rim?
Right.
Towns there cleans up the rebound. Jackson coming away. Porter now operating at the top of the arc.
Siakam really needs to wake up in this series for them to continue to win games against them.
Ooh!
Rare foul from the 3 in 2K by Paul George.
Yeah. Poor defensively shown there by Paul George. Getting too close on that contest. Shot clock winding down. You can't have that happen.
And there are the numbers for Pascal, 17 points on over 50% shooting as he drains all 3.
Giving Minnesota their first lead of the game. Oh, handoff action there between George and Satoransky. Baines at the top. Driving inside is Aaron Baines. Ignores an open Anthony Davis for George.
That's a good shot. Can't land it.
Unable to make it. Had a little separation there. Hardaway loses the ball, but Porter picks it up. Back to Hardaway and finishes the dunk. How important do you see these secondary scorers being for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Kyle?
I think they're very important. I don't think, Siakam is the type of player he is in real life just because of, lagging tendencies from 2K. So all these role players, like that 40-point outburst by Reggie Jackson was everything. And that's why if you're the Pels, I don't think you're that terrified because, Reggie isn't going to average 40 in the series.
Yeah. Well, maybe he can beg to differ. Well, at least he hopes so.
Yeah, and it looks like they're exploiting that matchup, using Reggie's athleticism for him to drive, get kickouts.
Davis in the corner.
Minnesota with the early lead here, coming off that momentum from the overtime win. Beautiful pass by Satoransky.
Ooh, flashy. Baines fouled by Jackson. Good job to send him to the line for 2. Baines drains the first. One of the better free throw shooting bigs there are. Buries both. No substitutions yet for either team. Jackson finds Towns inside. Unable to finish, but he cleans up his own mess. And gets to the free throw line. Good work there from Towns.
And I think that's what makes Towns so scary is with such high rebounding attributes. If he's not making the first basket, he's more than likely to get the rebound and put it back.
Exactly. That's something that really Baines and Davis are really going to have to keep an eye and prevent this Minnesota Timberwolves team from attacking that offensive glass.
And I think if you're the Pels, you need to take advantage of your isolation scorers. That way you can worry about getting that defensive rebound.
Well, there you got to wonder why Davis went out of the easy mismatch. Satoransky misses the end of the shot clock 3. Minnesota Timberwolves come the other way.
And that's where Siakam thrives. That's where Siakam thrives, at least in NBA 2K. He needs to get out on the break and use his speed at that size for some easy baskets.
Great finish at the rim through the traffic as Minnesota opens up a 5-point lead, and the Pelicans take a timeout with just under 6 to go in the first. back into the action now. There are some substitutions for the Pelicans as Holiday comes into the game, as well as Eric Pascal, whatever his name is. Holiday driving step back on Jackson. Nice little shot there by Drew Holiday.
And that's another guy who can come in and give the Pelicans some isolation buckets.
Most definitely, and some playmaking as well.
Wow.
Jackson, fantastic finish.
Using his strength over the great defender in Drew Holiday.
Yeah, if Jackson can continue to convert even over Drew Holiday, the Pelicans might really have a series on their hands. As George, unable to finish, great contest there from Otto Porter Jr. George a little slow out the gate. Oh, Grant with a nice steal off of Otto Porter's loose handles. George now trying to finish at the rim. Finds Baines for the nice layup. Good work off the turnover and Burt there, and the Timberwolves take a timeout immediately.
Was it Pels who called that first timeout?
Pelicans called the first timeout.
Okay.
No substitution still yet for the Minnesota Timberwolves, I believe. Salka misses that layup. Oh no, we actually do have one substitution. Finney Smith coming into the game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Commits the foul here on George to send him to the line. Porter Jr. takes a seat.
And if you're the Pelicans, you really need Paul George to attack Minnesota's guards right now. If they're not going to have Otto Porter in the game, it's going to be really hard for them to stop Paul George.
And there's a lot of pressure on Dorian Finney-Smith to defend against Paul George. And even if it is Eric Hardaway Jr., it's going to be even more difficult for his size. Jackson continues to shred up the Pelicans' defense. He's now got 6 points.
Baines seems to be struggling guarding the pick and roll against these Wolves. Paul George with some great off-ball movement.
Yeah, he was open inside. Baines unable to find him. Holiday, top of the arc. Nice three. Decent contest there from Reggie Jackson, but a little bit late to the closeout, and Holiday is able to take advantage. Jackson now. Oh my goodness.
Baines is either giving too much space or playing too tight, and it just switches off every time.
This is the Reggie Jackson that we remember seeing in Oklahoma City years back, like very early on. Pascal for three. Misses the open shot. Finney Smith faced up against Eric Pascal. Foul. And Finney Smith buries both free throws. Substitutions from both squads. Dedmon comes into the game for the Pelicans along with James Johnson. George now takes a pick from Dedmon. Oh, good defense there from the Timberwolves. Rotating well to keep those three-point shooters that were open but unavailable for a pass. Jackson from three. A little feel of himself as it goes in and out.
Yeah, I thought that was going to drop back in.
Just over two. Oh, great crossover there from James Johnson, and one. He gets the friendly roll. Dorian Finney-Smith with his second foul of the game. He'll stay in the game as the Timberwolves go with a big change. Nicola Melli coming in, Rodney Hood, and Hardaway Jr. taking over the point guard position, looks like. Yes, he will be bringing up the ball up. Tie game now between the two. Oh, great pass inside to Towns. Miscommunication on defense from the Pelicans. Now with Davis out of the game for the Pelicans, it's really important for George to take over this.
Yeah, and exploit those matchups.
Defended
Did
by
Hood just check in as well?
Yes, Rodney Hood is checked in, and he's matched up against Paul George. Oh, great pass to Nicola Melli, but great recovery by James Johnson.
Hood, not the best defender, but he is pretty tall for his position.
Got some size. He's 6'8". He can play the position. Ooh, Melli almost the steal there. George wide open at the top. Misses the three. Off the back iron, and Towns corrals the board. Towns.
Great rejection.
Wouldn't move there, but Melli's able to retain possession just under.
They have Drew Holiday on Karl Anthony Towns. They need to get it to him.
And he's got a mismatch. They do get it to him. 1 second left on the shot clock, and just gets it off. Towns in the nick of time.
I really like how the Wolves are finding Towns in all these different mismatches, getting him active in the pick and roll.
They've been efficient on offense, and George has been inefficient on offense. Another missed three. That was early in the shot clock and fading away. Not the best of shots selection there.
Yeah, I think he's getting a little antsy. And here it is, another mismatch. This is an easy bucket for Towns.
This has got to be a mistake in the defensive matchups right here for the Pelicans. Something they're gonna have to look to fix as the Timberwolves push out a 6-point lead.
I can't tell. Are they switching pretty much everything? Is that why this keeps happening?
It looks like it's a turnover there.
And that's easy.
Towns,
oh,
ooh,
misses the bunny on fire.
Yeah, James Johnson there crowding the area. Misses the layup in the contest. Good contest there from Towns. Blocks it.
Too questionable shot attempts.
Here. Oh, just misses it. In and out. Tim Hardaway Jr. could have given them a 9-point lead. But the Timberwolves head into the first quarter break, holding on 28-22.
Okay, man, if you're the Pelicans right now, what do you try to adjust on the offensive end? Clearly, we see the defensive deficiencies.
On the offensive end, you got to be thinking, where is Anthony Davis? I don't think he took a shot in the first half, or in the first quarter itself.
Has he checked back in?
He is, and you got to hope that they're going to be focusing on him more now, that especially with Paul George on the bench. And with his inefficiencies in that first quarter, you got to make Towns work on the defensive end by forcing it inside to Anthony Davis and making him the focal point of the offense. Hardaway Jr. defended well and blocked by Satoransky as the time on the shot clock goes out, and Lonnie Walker, the fourth. The nice transition dunk. Hardaway Jr. brings it up. The Timberwolves continuing with the same lineup they ended the first with. Towns getting set to play big minutes, it looks like. You're going to need him from three. Unable to convert. Lonnie Walker, the long two. Misses it.
And I believe Davis checked out pretty early in the first quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays the majority of the second.
That's what you would hope so. I think he did check out around the 4-minute, I think it was the 4-minute marker. Nice little jump shot there from Tim Hardaway Jr. right at the free throw line. Minnesota really having some efficient offense, whereas the Pelicans rather inefficient. 9 of 25 from the field. Wow. Davis, there you go. That is some athleticism from Anthony Davis.
Melli played 6 minutes in game 1. I believe he's about to be checked out right now, probably for that reason.
Yeah, not the best of defense there from Melli against Anthony Davis. He's really going to struggle against him. Rodney Hood, nice drive and finishes at the rim.
And as you mentioned earlier, just all these different scoring options for the Wolves. Jackson, Hardaway, Hood. apart from their stars, they have a lot of production potential.
They're doing well against the Pelicans secondary or tertiary players. As there's another turnover there. Timberwolves, Porter in transition, 3 misses it, but Towns cleans it up, blocked from behind by Davis. Great defense there from Anthony Davis on the recovery. Walker takes the pick, 3-point shot is up, misses. Towns corrals it in. And the T-Wolves now go on transition. Hood fouled and one! Count that baby in a foul. Lonnie Walker unable to stop Rodney Hood from finishing at the rim. Unable to convert. Big free throw there. As the Timberwolves push out an 8-point lead with just over 9 to go here in the second quarter. Davis spins on Porter, but gets back into position. A great finish from Davis over Porter. Already you're seeing a much bigger emphasis on finding Davis in the post here in the second.
No look pass by Porter.
Ooh, good shot there from Pascal Siakam right in the mid-range. Minnesota showing that the first game was not a fluke, and if anything, they were disappointed by the fact that they were trailing most of the first game as they come out here looking to punch the Pelicans in the face.
I'm not a huge fan of the Pelicans lineup here. Davis really has to carry the weight on offense for it to work out for them.
Another missed shot, and the Timberwolves come back with way. Rodney Hood faced by Lonnie Walker. Jackson's got Davis on him. Siakam open on the wing.
Oh gosh.
Ignores the open three, ignores the open drive to the rim, misses the 16-footer as Lonnie Walker finishes in transition. No rim protection there provided by Reggie Jackson. Both teams bringing in some substitutions. Siakam bullies inside past Shaw, or Dedmon that is, but misses this hook shot. Just over 7 minutes to go here. Davis finds Jackson on him, drives easily over him. Davis 8 points already in the quarter. Coming out aggressive here. Jackson drives inside, blocked over by Dedmon. Satoransky in transition finds Walker, misses the mid-ranger. Walker's been struggling here on offense in terms of the jump shot. Oh, great pass inside by Jackson to Finney Smith.
Multiple players waiting to check in on both sides.
Good timeout there from the Pelicans. Get those substitutions in. They probably want to take out Lonnie Walker. He's been really poor on defense. Grant and most of the starters coming back in for Pelicans. Drew Holiday's replacing Satoransky. Nicola Melli coming back in for the Timberwolves. And Holiday for 3. Misses the open shot. There's a lot of missed open threes from the Pelicans. You gotta be thinking this need to go in if the Pelicans want to get back into this.
Definitely. Cat with the moving screen.
Unable to finish over Grant. Ooh, good pass there. Davis, easy alley-oop. Halfway through the second, Towns driving around Baines and finishes through the contact and the foul.
That's Baines' second personal foul.
Baines unable to keep up with Towns and unable to really contest him. Do you think that the Pelicans will look into switching Davis to defend Towns, or will they continue? Do you think they'll continue to run with Baines?
I'm not sure what they'll do. I think it makes sense to put, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in Davis on a stream god of Karl Anthony Towns. That's definitely an adjustment I would consider.
Is it that they're just not wanting to, basically tire out Anthony Davis?
Could be. I mean, he's playing with a lot of these bench lineups where, he has the pressure on him to be that scorer.
That could be something to look into. Melly misses the open three-pointer for the Timberwolves. Pelicans looking to cut the lead down to a single possession game. Davis has got the mismatch. George was open. Now he takes it. Misses another three for Paul George.
That was great defense by the Timberwolves. Doubled on the dribble, and were able to recover on the outside perimeter shooters.
Yeah, just got the closeout just in time. Melly now has it. Hardaway Jr. takes a pick. Three-point shot is up and buries it. Hardaway Jr.
Beautiful shot off the dribble.
That's a great finish from range. Holiday finds George in the corner. Can he bury that one? No. Another missed three from Paul George. He is ice cold right now. The Timberwolves come away in semi-transition, trying to find something. Unable to. The Pelicans do a good job of getting back on defense.
And let's watch Baines on this pick and roll. Oh,
does
well,
a better job.
Their mind.
A better defense there. Good showing by Paul George to prevent Hardaway from getting to the rim. Oh! The teammates getting in their own way. Melly and Towns collide as an easy layup opens up for the Pelicans.
Yeah, definitely some miscommunication there, and that should give a lot of energy to a Pelicans team that's fighting hard to come back into this game. Wolves want to try to suppress that and call timeout.
Definitely. 3:30 left to go as the Timberwolves takes a timeout. Pelicans still only at 38 points here in the first half. They really want to get their offense going, but a lot of the open shots are just not falling for them.
The difference really seems to be the role players in this game.
Oh, Towns, great rebound off the Porter miss.
The thing I was thinking about is, what if they elected to start Gorgie Deng instead of Aaron Baines?
And Gorgie Deng would provide them extra size and more mobility in terms of lateral movement and vertical as well. May not have the strength to deal with Towns though. George, there you go. That's a nice finish over Tim Hardaway Jr. from the mid-range. Hopefully that can get him going. Jackson drives past George, but stripped. And on the transition, Grant dunks it down.
Yeah, you're not going to catch him on a fast break.
Is it Jeremiah Grant or Jerian Grant?
I say both. OKC announcers say Jeremiah, I believe.
Towns finishes at the rim. Baines unable to really bother him much so far. Holiday. Ooh, good defense there from Reggie Jackson, contesting just enough. Hardaway Jr. in the corner, open shot, misses it, but Towns cleans it up again. Another offensive rebound for Towns as he goes to the line for two. He's already got 14 rebounds here in the first half, a double-double already. Towns just feasting inside.
As he should. Towns is arguably the best offensive player in 2K.
Towns blocks Drew Holiday. Shows his ability on the defensive end there as well. But David Shows why
Gotta box out if you're Towns there.
Yeah, that was a great effort there from Anthony Davis, who wants to contest what you just said, Kyle.
Yeah, coming first.
Well, this is what we were hoping to see from the very beginning, a really good battle between two of the best big men in the game, between Towns and Davis.
Yeah, quite possibly the most intriguing part of this series.
Drew Holiday unable to finish around. Siakam Baines with the nice rebound. Davis for three. Misses it, and Towns cleans it up this time. And comes away in semi-transition now. To play create. He has
when the bigs push the break in 2K, it usually ends up well. Siakam, poor decision making there.
Oh, good defense there from Drew Holiday. And an easy finish. 30 wins.
Drew Holiday has been huge for the Pelicans this game.
Yeah, he's been slowly feeling his way into this game, finding some finishes here and there, keeping the Pelicans within distance. Jackson now driving on George, gets a foul on him. Just misses it. And Jackson just doing enough for his team, and that's what they need from him. I don't know if they need a 40-point game from him every night, but they just need him to be scoring points and be efficient. Time winding down here in the first half.
Pels could really use a basket here.
Some momentum, yeah, on their side. Davis fades away, misses it. Towns finds Hardaway Jr. from half court. Just out. As the Timberwolves take in a 6-point lead into the half. It's been a great first half provided by Karl Anthony Towns. Been the star of the first half. 19 points and 15 rebounds, I believe. What do you have to think about the Timberwolves? Do you think that they really have a chance to come away with this 2-0 lead?
Looks like it. You really see the role players for the Timberwolves stepping up. In Game 1, it was Reggie Jackson. In Game 2, it's a mixture of all the role players on the Timberwolves, and they're outplaying the Pelicans flat out. As we see the back here.
It's been a great game for the Timberwolves side so far.
And we are joined by the Pelicans owner, Avatar.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome to the show, Avatar. What are some things you have to look for? What are some things to look into for? Oh my! Sorry, I got distracted by that typo on Anthony Davis. He does not have 12 assists, does he?
No, that's a glitch.
Okay, Avatar, back to you. What are some things you want to look for to improve on in the second half?
I think we just need to hit open shots. We're getting good looks beyond the arc. Definitely don't want another team 3-point shooting game, so we're going to look to hit those in the second.
To see Paul George 0 for 4 from downtown in the first half. How much are you expecting from him to step back up in the second half?
Hopefully start out of it. He had a slow first half, but obviously being a good player that he is, turn it up in the second half, which is what we're going to bank on.
Kyle, do you have anything for Avatar?
Yeah, Avatar, how do you plan on addressing what appears to be some defensive miscommunications? Town has had shorter guards on him on a lot of his offensive production. How do you plan on countering that in the second half?
I'm sure. Okay. I don't know. I said it's guards on guards, but I guess it's switching guards on everyone. So that's just into a game. Don't know that it'll be adjusted this game, but I mean this game to let Towns get his and hope that everyone else can get theirs on more than he gets his.
All right. Thanks, Avatar. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you for joining us, Avatar.
For sure.
As we get back to the action now, one thing we noticed from those halftime stats, neither team really shooting well from downtown. The Timberwolves 1 of 13, whereas the Pelicans 1 of 12.
Definitely something to look at. The team that gets hot from 3 in the second half will most likely come away with the win.
Jackson takes a pick from Towns, and Baines. Oh my goodness, Jackson is just playing.
Beautiful behind the back dribble there and the high floater.
Yeah, Baines setting up to take the charge and just like an easy little teardrop over him. Oh goodness gracious, Davis unable to finish against the 3 feet shorter Reggie Jackson.
You have to give credit to Jackson there, though. He did everything he could.
He did well. He stood his ground. He made himself a little as tall as he can be. Missed the open 3 though on the other side as the Pelicans look to cut into this lead now. George blocked at the rim. Great work by Anthony Towns. That was the help defense, and great pass there.
Notice how Reggie stopped on the dime, collapsed the defense, and was able to find Cat wide open for the lob.
It was a great move there from Jackson. Smart play.
And a contested jumper by Paul George.
It's a good finish by Paul George. He needs to get going. It's 12 points, but you see that field goal percentage. It's been a struggle for him all day. Jackson misses the little teardrop there. Saturansky comes away. And it's George inside. Fouled at the rim by Hardaway Jr.
And there you can see the struggles from the field. George with more shot attempts than points.
5 of 15, not a number you want to see from your star #1 option on offense. Murray Jr. back out to Jackson, takes the pick from Towns. There's another pick, takes the fadeaway shot, misses it. He had Towns at the top of the arc, wide open.
Yeah, the Wolves are getting stagnant here. They need to go back to what they were doing in the first half and let everyone eat.
Oh, Davis. Oh, fake Siakam right out of his shoes. Nice up and under there from Anthony Davis. Finishes. Minnesota. Let's get their offense back going. And it's Towns inside. This is their bread and butter. This is what they've been working all day, and Towns finished his around Baines. It's already 21 points for Towns.
And look at the road numbers for Towns on the season. 25, 16, and 4.
He's just been dominant wherever he goes, either at home or on the road. It doesn't matter.
As Hardaway picks up his third. Yeah, Towns was someone who, you know, for a lot of the year when the Timberwolves were winning a lot more games, he was a leading MVP candidate because of those ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, I mean, this is a player that people look towards to be an MVP candidate year in, year out. As George comes up the curl and misses another 3, he's 0 of 6 now, but Baines cleans it up and jams it through the contact. Reggie Jackson unable to stop him. He brought that down with the ferocity of all of Australia there.
Definitely.
Oh, they're actually saying that the shot did not go in for some reason, or did not count. Confused, but yeah, very confused situation there for the Pelicans.
And the Pelicans have been perfect from the charity stripe tonight.
Oh, what a pass inside to Hardaway, but misses the bunny. Saturansky in transition.
Great defense.
Finish. Towns just dominating the paint, not allowing anyone to take an easy shot. Jackson takes the pick, nice drive inside, finishes through the contact. Reggie Jackson.
That could have been an and one right there.
14 points, 12 of which from the points in the paint.
Yeah, he's
really done well.
He's been able to attack the paint with ease.
George
misses another jumper.
Hardaway Jr. finds Towns inside. That's a great pass there from Hardaway Jr., a player you don't really expect to see that type of vision from. Defending now against George at the top of the arc. Takes a pick, drives inside, and that's an easy finish for George.
Yeah, Hardaway going under the screen and still being beat to the rim.
Well, that's where you see just George's size and athleticism really helping him out there against this much smaller Hardaway Jr. Siakam drives on the pick. Great contest there from Davis.
Yeah, I would really like to see Porter being responsible for Paul George.
You gotta wonder why Porter is not guarding George and instead is guarding Davis,
who has probably 3 or 4 inches on him.
Well, this is one of the issues that Siakam. Wow. Oh, great job there from Porter Jr.
I think Anthony Davis gave a little shove there and may have pissed off Porter Jr. there.
Well, Siakam with the missing the open corner jump shot, but another offensive board there for Towns. He's got to be close to 20 now. As the Pelicans take a timeout, Gentry's got to be talking about crashing the defensive glass.
Right. I feel like both teams have gotten a decent amount of offensive rebounds. We saw it from Baines and Anthony Davis on the Pelicans as well. With both teams shooting poorly from 3, rebounding is so crucial.
Most definitely. I mean, as many cracks as you can get at the rim.
Correct.
George drives. Oh, nice move to get past Hardaway. Once again, Towns contesting.
The help defense has been incredible. The attention to detail by the Minnesota Timberwolves on the superstars for the Pelicans has been nothing short of expectational.
Good
Towns gets it back.
Oh my goodness. Great work there from Towns. It was a great move. It was a great ball movement to find him inside. Davis with the contest at the rim, but Towns just kept with it. He is really outshining his big man counterpart.
And it's such an interesting battle because Davis being the best big man defender in the league and Towns being arguably the best offensive big in the league.
But if anything, Towns' defense is what's separating these two teams. George with a nice layup there, and then Timberwolves take a quick timeout.
Yeah, I think Towns is really able to utilize his size on stream and, be a plus defender as we see him getting blocks, being active on the help side. And that may be the difference here.
Oh, Jane plays for the Timberwolves. Oh, Jackson, nice. Great finish inside by Reggie Jackson. You're seeing that field goal percentage has gone well up in the third quarter.
Jackson continuing to attack the paint.
The first foul on Towns as he forces George to go to the line.
There are some substitutions for both teams. Pascal, Dedman. Siakam rear lane to the rim. Too easy.
That was far too easy for Siakam to get inside.
Yet another defensive breakdown by the Pelicans.
Minnesota Timberwolves break out a 10-point lead now. Missed jump shot there from
defense. Just terrific defense.
Timberwolves really dominating inside the paint on the defensive end. Hood for 3, buries it.
First he stops the superstar forward on the defensive end, comes back on the offensive end and hits a huge 3 to give the Wolves a 13-point lead.
Oh, great good finish right back at you by Paul George. He's just forcing his way to get to the forcing the numbers into the box score. Siakam ignores the pick, loses it, but Jang works hard to get the ball back. Unable to finish at the rim. Not the greatest of decisions there. Johnson now driving inside in the semi-transition on Hardaway. Fouled at the rim and 1.
Yeah, not a good foul there. You would really like to see them give a harder foul, not allow him to get the and 1 off.
And now that it puts the Timberwolves into the penalty, it's a 15th foul in the quarter. So with 4:30 left to go, the Pelicans will be shooting free throws from here on out.
And if you're the Pelicans, you need to continue to attack inside and continue to rack up fouls.
And that is something that James Johnson can definitely do and make himself worthy of his paycheck.
Yeah, James Johnson, a true enforcer, as Finney Smith gets the and one on Pascal.
Great finish through the contact there from Finney Smith. Substitutions again now from the Pelicans. Satoransky and Drew Holiday both playing in the same lineup now. Davis inside, fouled as well.
And there you go. That's what the Pels are going to continue to do to cut into this lead. Take advantage of the bonus, get points at the charity stripe.
And take advantage of Karl Anthony Towns sitting on the bench with Gorgie Jang and Siakam being the inside rim protectors. You gotta hope that Davis will take advantage inside. Siakam open, ignores the three-point shot though. Loses his dribble. Better defense here from the Pelicans, swarming around Hardaway, and that's a great defensive display there. Shot clock violation.
Yeah, there Hardaway Jr. was doubled or triple teamed at a point. I would have liked to see him kick him out and try to get something else for his team.
Good decision here from the Minnesota Timberwolves to immediately bring back their some of their star power. Karl Anthony Towns and Porter Jr. coming back into the game. Holiday open for three, buries it. Pelicans bring it back within 5, just under 4 left to go here in the third.
And the Wolves elect to double team Davis on the dribble there, and Drew Holiday makes them pay.
Towns getting double teamed, ignores the open hook.
Dang. If you're Finney Smith, you need to take that back out, not try to finish over the taller defender.
Hardaway Jr. was open at the three-point line at the top of the key, I believe. Walker misses a 3. Timberwolves come away the other way side. Double teaming here from the Pelicans as they look to try and pick up the pace of the game. Hood takes the pick from Finney Smith, has Walker on him now. Blocked by Davis. Better showcase there from Davis. He's really starting to pick up his energy levels now. Walker, the nice mid-ranger there from 20 feet.
And suddenly this is a 3-point game.
Yeah, Timberwolves take a timeout. Some better offensive display from the Pelicans here in the last few minutes, especially when they do focus more on Davis versus when they focus more on George.
Yeah, George has been cold all night. They need to continue to go with Davis and have him lead them to a Game 2 victory.
And it seems that when Davis is actually the focus, they're able to also find open shots for other players, whereas with George, they're not. It's really just George shooting over a contested jump shot.
Yeah, and you have to credit the Minnesota's guards and forwards for staying on him. The help defense as Hood hits another jumper.
He's done well against Lonnie Walker Jr., Rodney Hood, providing them some much-needed offense off the bench. Davis driving on Towns and makes him commit his second foul now.
Towns doesn't like the call.
No, he doesn't. There's one scary-looking Pelican in the background. Davis now at the line.
You got to think this would be a heartbreaker for the Minnesota Timberwolves to lose this game, just because it seems like they've been in control since tip-off.
That is true, and makes them. They came out here with a passion to try and get this lead 2-0. But they're gonna have to grit and grind here now to hold on to this lead through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they're gonna need to see that balanced offensive production across the role players if they want to run away with this. Steal 2 games on the road.
No, fantastic pass inside by Reggie Jackson, finding a hard-cutting Otto Porter Jr. for the dunk.
Yeah, Reggie is seen as, kind of an offensive option, not so much of a playmaker. Really has done a good job of collapsing the defense, finding the open man. really running this Minnesota offense.
He's really running it like a well-oiled machine. He's been finding his teammates for open shots and he's using the opportunities given to him as well. He has not been inefficient. He's not tried to take more than he can get. He's just taking what he has in front of him. Walker for 3, buries it. That's a big shot there from Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, momentum was starting to shift, but Lonnie Walker's right there.
Tight game with just under 2 left to go here in the third. Jackson driving on Holiday. And fouled. Oh, bad foul there from Drew.
Yeah, Reggie got bailed out there.
At the line for two, Reggie Jackson. At the line for 2.
Jackson, one of the better free throw shooters in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Now, while this is something that is going to be would be a heartbreaking loss, this has got to be the fact that they are in possession of this game versus how in the first game, in game 1, the Pelicans were really up the whole way by a large margin and then collapsed the fourth. This has got to be inspiring for the Timberwolves even then, that they are in the lead now, that game 1 was not a fluke, that collapse was not a fluke. They are here, they're ready to battle.
Yeah, I agree. And if you're the New Orleans Pelicans, you're going to be terrified going into Minnesota.
I don't know if there's that many teams that have ever come back from 2-0 down after losing the first 2 games at home. Hopefully our stat checkers can get on that. Davis fadeaway over Towns, misses it.
Great contest by Towns, staying with Davis on the fadeaway attempt.
Hood now trying to work on Walker. Finney Smith now. Porter Jr. He had the space for that 3, but unable to convert.
Yeah, he's a much better catch and 3 shooter than off the dribble.
James Johnson unable to finish around Finney Smith.
There it is again.
Another fantastic pass. Eric Paschal unable to keep up with Towns.
Oh, Drew Holiday, good.
Oh, that's not the best defense there from Jackson. He's been good all day so far on defense, but just lost focus of where Drew Holiday was on that curl. Time winding down now here in the third. Hood misses the shot, but
Wow.
Finney Smith,
I think
great
that's his
work on the
third?
glass.
That's his 3rd or 4th offensive rebound.
He has been really good on the glass. Dorian Finney-Smith, not known really for his rebounding ability. Drew Holiday misses a 3 off of the dribble.
All of a sudden, this is the momentum. Oh my gosh. Reggie Jackson putting on a clinic. Just a clinic. Take out the goggles, Reggie. Like, I've never seen this type of playmaking pedigree. In the first game, he was focused on leading his team, willing his team, scoring 40. Now over here, controlling the offense. Great
Davis.
defense.
Oh.
Better offense.
Davis finishes through the contact. But yeah, definitely. I mean, Jackson had 30 points through the first 3 quarters itself to keep the Minnesota Timberwolves vaguely in the game. But here, Jackson misses a 3 contested. But he's done a great job today, not just scoring, but he also playmaking for the rest of his teammates.
Definitely. And you see, block by Towns. Taking it to Baines. And there's the lob from Reggie to Cat, one of the few lobs he's made today.
Chuck, can we get a pause to see the stats? For the fourth, we're going to look at some of the numbers here from both teams. George having 22 points, 0-4 from downtown, though. Davis picking himself up with 21.
Yeah, George did not attempt a 3-point attempt in that quarter after starting 0-4 in the game.
Trying to work his way inside. Towns, oh my goodness gracious. 24 rebounds for Anthony Towns. already through 3 quarters and 33 points. He could really be looking at 30-30, trying to look for a 40-30 game, some ridiculous numbers. Otherwise, Reggie Jackson, 18-6 already. Another look at number was Tim Hardaway Jr., 9 points, 8 assists for him as well. He's not been efficient on the offensive side, shooting 4 of 13, 1 of 6 from the line, but as the secondary playmaker for the Timberwolves, it's really important for Hardaway Jr. to continue showcasing that ability.
And Pels continue to struggle from 3.
It's not like the Timberwolves are doing much better, though. If
Right.
anything, yeah, both teams really struggling from beyond the arc, shooting a combined 5 of 32. Ugly numbers.
The number that popped out there was the Timberwolves' points in the paint. George is going to get open.
George hits his first 3 of the game. Cuts the lead back down to 4. That's a great sign there for the Pelicans. Oh, good pass there from Rodney Hood, but Jackson unable to finish at the rim. George with another jump shot, misses it at the corner. These are some important minutes for the Timberwolves and for the Pelicans as Karl Anthony Towns is resting. Pelicans hoping to close this game.
And there's Porter Jr. Came through in the 4th quarter last game and is hoping to do the same tonight.
Holiday.
They have so much screen action for George. He's just been unable to hit the attempts. Beautiful strip by Reggie Jackson.
Fantastic play there from Jackson, and in transition, a good pass to Porter Jr., who forces the 4th foul on Eric Paschal. Porter Jr. now. The line for 2. Makes the first. And makes them both.
4 straight points from Otto Porter. And it just seems like outside of Davis and George, they just don't have shot creators. Even Drew Holiday seems a little hesitant.
He's unable to find really anyone else for offense. Well, he finds Baines there, and he shuts me up.
Yeah, that was a great hop step into the paint, collapses all the defense, then finds Baines in one of his sweet spots.
Some better work there from Drew Holiday to create offense for his teammates.
I notice a lot of reaching by the Pels here.
Siakam, nice drive inside, but misses it at the rim. Good
And that's
contest.
what's crazy about these Wolves. Like, Siakam isn't the player he is in real life. And it just makes you wonder how dominant could they be if he was putting up the numbers he does.
That's definitely something to point out. I mean, you expect it to be Pascal Siakam to be the reason why they would be better, but they're not. It's really down to the exploits of Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, and I don't want to completely discredit Siakam because we've seen his help defense this game, really using his length and size to be effective on that end.
Very
as
true,
he
but
forces up a shot.
misses it. But yeah, as we're seeing here today, for Siakam not really providing much offense. Pasha at the rim.
And now it's a 3-point game.
Back into it. Timberwolves got to be thinking to bring back Towns at some point. Missed the
Siakam needs
rim.
to get that board.
And George in transition dunks it.
Hood acting
Now-
as a turnstile on that play.
Timberwolves electing not to take a timeout here, just deciding to run with it. We don't see Towns on the scorer's table.
And they need Towns in as soon as possible. A guy who put up, almost 30 and 20 in the first 3 quarters.
Well, he did 33 and 24 through the first 3 quarters. Yeah.
Okay.
Reggie Jackson out and goes to the rim now for 2.
And
Still
there
no
you see
sign.
the aggression from Reggie Jackson again.
Still no sign of Towns. And we're seeing the difference here in the first 3 minutes of the quarter. The Pelicans really able to get some offense going inside.
And it seems like right when the Pels get to the 3 to 5 point margin, the Wolves go on another run. Beautiful drive by Drew Holiday.
Right on cue now, Towns coming back into the game. Jackson takes the pick there. 3-point shot is in! Reggie Jackson!
Let him know, Reggie.
Mr. Playoffs coming up big. And Paul George, oh, great finish. He's starting to find his touch, and that is definitely not a good sign for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he's definitely finding his spots this quarter.
Well, that's what shooters do. You just keep going for it. Siakam drive inside, fouled by Baines, and that's his fourth. 3 team fouls already for the Pelicans. But as you were saying before, while Pascal does not get the numbers that he does in real life, 20, 25 plus points, he still finds a way by the end of the game to still have 15, 18 points, 8 rebounds, a few assists, steals, blocks. He still finds a way to be contributive.
Definitely. I just mean from kind of like an isolation standpoint, he's not as effective.
Definitely. Double team here from the Timberwolves. Great rotation. Baines forces a 3 at the end of the shot clock, and good rebound there from Hardaway Jr. You can just see the defense pick up the moment the game is Timberwolves is there. Great pass.
Reggie Jackson has been phenomenal.
It has been a great game from him, both in terms of scoring and passing. Paul George drives inside. Good deep help defense there from Siakam.
Look at the physicality from the Wolves.
Look at the rotation on defense. It's been great. It's been great defensive display there. Forces another late shot clock 3.
Jackson.
Oh my goodness!
12-4 run in the last 2 minutes for the Wolves. And that's what I was saying. As soon as the Pelicans come within reach, the Wolves go on another run.
Reggie Jackson is making his namesake proud, doing work in the playoffs. Paul George, they need him now. They need this one. Misses a 3 off the back iron, and Jiang corrals the rebound.
And Porter with a great contest. They'll live with those threes.
And this is still without Towns in the game. He's sitting on the scorer's table. This is great work from the Timberwolves when it was really looking like the Pelicans could take the lead. Siakam misses it, grabs his own rebound, back out to Hardaway Jr. Good decision. They can reset.
Ironically, Reggie Jackson is in a contract year.
Hardaway Jr. buries another 3. And it's a 12-point lead with just under 6 to go here in the fourth. The Timberwolves. Yeah, as you were mentioning before, this is Reggie Jackson going into free agency. Do you think that this could change the tide for his contract?
Of course. I mean, if you're a playoff team, you know, what matters is the streams. And, you know, you look for players who are going to be effective when it matters most. Reggie Jackson proving he can be an explosive offensive option.
Holiday finishes over Jackson there. Good job by Holiday. He's done better in the second half. You can see he's now got 17 points.
And this isn't a ridiculously strong free agency class. It's possible Reggie could get overpaid, especially if he keeps this up.
Great defense there from Anthony Davis.
And
on the recovery, good job by Satoransky to force the jump ball. Got the height advantage over Hardaway.
The Wolves need to continue to attack, not let their foot go off the gas, and continue to extend this lead.
5 on the shot clock. Hardaway Jr. is going to have to hoist it up.
Beautiful
He finds Dorian Smith. That is great awareness of the shot clock. Doesn't panic, doesn't jack it up as I wanted him to, but he finds Finney Smith for the easy layup.
Paul George finding his spot again.
Paul George fighting his hardest now. He's moving his efficiency upward. He's doing well in this fourth, but they got to get stops on the defensive end. This offense from the Minnesota Timberwolves is finding holes in the Pelicans' defense.
I'd like to see him get the ball to Cat on this possession.
Cat gives the pick.
And there it is.
Oh, from way downtown, Carl Anthony Towns.
And just another beautiful setup by Reggie Jackson.
It wasn't the greatest of pick and pops, but the pass led him right into this spot. Oh, good pass there again from Drew Holiday, finding Anthony Davis for the dunk. We're set up for a great finish here as we head into the final 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, as the Timberwolves hold an 11-point lead on the Pelicans. Hoping to steal the first 2 games on the road, Hardaway misses the open 3-point shot there.
And the Pels have to go now if they want a chance to win this game.
Satoransky misses at the rim, Siakam with the rebound.
Siakam showing off that length once again.
Finney Smith operating on Grant. Back out to Jackson. Jackson's been so good on the offensive end with his decision making.
And there's a mismatch. There's the double team. And there's the wide open
Finney
shooter.
Smith misses it. Big miss shot there from Finney Smith. George driving inside, dunks it down.
And
It's
George
5
is on.
points. What could have been a 14-point lead is now just a 9-point lead for the Timberwolves. But Towns inside, foul. Great recovery there from Anthony Davis to send Towns to the line for 2, forcing him to make his points.
And you look at the numbers for Karl Anthony Towns, and I feel like it can make you think, he really carried the team. But this has been an all-around effort by the Timberwolves. I mean, Reggie Jackson with his playmaking and scoring, Finney Smith's offensive rebounds, just players making buckets at the right time.
Towns
Finding
defense
Jackson.
showcasing there. Oh, missed 3-point shot there from Jackson. But great defense there on the other side from Towns. Prevent the layup from Satoransky. Offensive 3-second violation by Anthony Davis, and it's a big turnover. The Timberwolves look to push this lead out and put the nail in the coffin here. But they take a timeout first to try and calm this team down. If you're the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, what do you say to your team right now?
Keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up, defend, get stops, and you're going to go back home up 2-0.
Jackson, found easy layup. Poor defense there from Drew Holiday. Gambled to try and get the steal from the inbounds pass.
I would be very shocked if the Pels can bring this back.
Well, the 13-point lead. This is the same lead the Timberwolves were able to come back from in the game 1, but a missed shot there from Davis. That's going to hurt. They need stops and they need big shots.
And I think the Wolves are getting in the Pelicans' head here. I mean, a lot of people expected the Pelicans to come away with this series.
Jackson does well. Takes the 3-point shot, looking to kill the Pelicans here, but no. Towns with another rebound, misses it. He was hoping for the foul.
I think Towns should have tried to pull that out.
I think he was looking for the foul there. George! Trying to
three.
give the huge 3 because it gives them a lifeline. Gives the lead now only a 10. Jackson trying to eke some time out. Pick here from Towns. Oh, drives inside. It's easy. Jackson. Reggie Jackson finishes at the rim. 30 points for Reggie Jackson. Been a fantastic performance on the offensive end. Satoransky finds Davis in the wing. Tries to finish. A reporter misses it.
And that's game 2.
Yeah, hope eking starting to fade away as some Pelicans fans are leaving the stadium already in disgust. Porter driving on Davis finds Jackson in the corner to defended well here. Shot clock winding down now. Junior misses it from 22. Pelicans got to find something quick. Fouled. And one is George. He's not giving up.
George can cut it to a 9-point game.
First personal foul, 2 seconds.
George completes the 3-point play, but time is not on the Pelicans' side. 9-point lead with 55 seconds left to go. Jackson smartly dragging out the clock. Go with their bread and butter pick and roll. And Towns unable to finish at the rim, but he can end this game with these 2 free throws probably. It's the first.
Yeah, the game is out of reach for the Pelicans. They need to reconvey, figure out what went wrong. I honestly think it's that Drew Holiday decision.
Well, Drew Holiday makes a 3. It's 7-point lead.
Yeah, but they're just going to dribble this out. You would hope.
Jackson trying to waste time, but doesn't. Oh, they go for the embarrassment.
Hammer, nail, coffin.
Pin drop silence here in New Orleans as the Pelicans lose both home games to open the first round. The Minnesota Timberwolves came in as a pack and ferociously dominated the Pelicans. This has been a fantastic performance here from the Timberwolves. What do you have to say?
I'm shocked by the Timberwolves. I mean, this is a team that had to play its way into the playoffs with 2 games left into the season. And now they are on pace to upset the 3rd seed in the West.
It's been a great showcase here from Minnesota. Fantastic performance from Karl Anthony Towns and Reggie Jackson especially. Some good performances from the from the role players, and Tim Hardaway Jr. and Otto Porter Jr. as well. And that has got to be the story for this game so far. Looking on the Pelicans side, Paul George, valiant effort in the second half, was able to get his efficiency up 39 points. He ended with Anthony Davis 23, 9, 3, and 4. Holiday 20 and 11. So you see some big numbers from the big 3 for the Pelicans, but as you pointed out before, Kyle, not enough performance from the bench unit and from the auxiliary players from the Pelicans.
And I think that's always been my question with the Pelicans. Do they have the firepower outside of their stars? And it's showing that they don't.
So then I got to ask you, what is the difference? Because as you see from this Timberwolves side, it's really a very similar story. Karl Anthony Towns dominating 39 and 27, Reggie Jackson 30 and 9. But when you go further down, it's not
13 points, 12 points, 10 points, 9 points, 9 points.
Okay, so maybe I am wrong. There are some.
That's the difference. It's just they're getting contributions from everyone, and you could argue that the Pelicans haven't gotten anything outside their big 3.
And Tim Hardaway Jr. do want to point out 13 points and 10 assists. Good job from Tim Hardaway Jr. being that secondary passer. And as we're seeing here, the team stats, it's really even all around, making you wonder just how it is that Minnesota this game. But 7+ from the free throw line. Both percentages from the field are about the same, but 70 points in the paint compared to 60 from the Pelicans.
And 17 offensive rebounds. I mean, both teams struggled from 3. This game came down to rebounding and points in the paint.
Yeah, and it's a weird, though. The Pelicans did have 37 points off the bench, but you got 20 of those coming from Drew Holiday, who really should be you would think should be in the starting lineup, considering the players that they're replacing Drew Holiday with in the starting line.
Right, and Reggie Jackson is now averaging like 36 a game in this series. What are they going to do to stop that? We'll find out in Game 3.
It's definitely going to be something to look forward to in Minnesota as the series heads back up to Minneapolis for Game 3 with the Minnesota Timberwolves holding a 2-0 lead. That's going to do it for us here in New Orleans. K-Man signing off.
As Karl Anthony Towns' 27 rebounds is the Timberwolves playoff record. This is Kyle signing off.